Hello and welcome back to another video of Formula 1 Challenge in 1972. So today we're going to keep going with the 1972 season as, well, you can see that. And before we jump right into the race, let's take a quick look at the current championship standings. And in the meantime, let me quickly do my usual tech check if everything's working correctly. I think the sound should still be alright, though I'm trying to work something out to get the game sound in as well. But it looks like that's still not 100% the way it works. Anyway, we'll just roll what we have here. And yeah, so we'll have a quick look at the championship standings. As you can see, I have quite a commanding lead in this season, and I'm followed by my teammate Jackie Stewart. So right now we're actually having a Tyrrell 1-2 even in the championship. And then Beltoise on P3, Fittipaldi on P4, Denny Halm and Pescarolo on the tight 4 P5. And then plenty of drivers on 4 points, 3 points, 2 points, 1 point. And well, there's still quite a lot who doesn't have any points at all in this championship, which is not a big wonder as it is, since there is a huge attrition all over the place, and usually quite a few cars finish each race. So let's have a quick look at the Constructor Standings, where our team has an even more commanding lead than I have in the championship. So here we are, BRM on P2, and the Lotus, McLaren pretty close to each other, Surtees, March, Politoys, Ferrari, and all the rest of the pack. So we're looking to have a very interesting remainder of the season. I wouldn't say that our Constructors title is going to be in danger, so we'll see, but we'll see about that. I'm more worried about the driver standings, because the upcoming couple of races are not really my tracks, so that might be a little bit difficult to stay ahead. However, that's why I was so happy to have this lead built up, so at least I can keep some sort of gap to the rivals. And as soon as the track loads up, we'll have a look at the starting grid. We're already done with the qualifying session, so nothing to do there. And here we are on the grid, and the track is wet. And I'm trying to have a look if these guys are using wet or dry tires, but I can't really see that. Well, those look dry to me. Yeah, pretty much. Well, anyway, if it's not, then well, I might have a problem. But for now, we'll just stick with pretty much the same tactics that I did in the live career mode of British Formula 3. And I'm actually going to start this race on the dries and see what happens. So hopefully we can form the dry line pretty quickly, and then everything just gonna be fine, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. So quick look at the starting grid. Fittipaldi is starting from P1, followed by Jackie Stewart and Jackie X, the first three. Thanks, Nick. Hi there. Yeah. So, yeah, Peterson is starting on P4, Halm on P5. He still seems to be in a pretty good form. Peter Revson on P6, myself on P7. Mike Butler, yeah, still not sure how to pronounce his name, on P8. Carlos Pace on P9. Regazzoni on P10, Stomelen on P11, and Mike Halewood on P12. That's the first 12 as it stands. And yeah, so you can see I'm starting from P7, so no pole position, nowhere close to the first 3. But yeah, that was kind of expected. And well, what I experienced on the free practices and the qualifying session, the AI's race pace is actually better than that. So I'm expecting somewhere in the higher tens in terms of actual race pace. But yeah, we'll just have to see about that. Let's have a quick look, because I need to load up the settings. This is not much of a change, mostly just a couple of settings that help with the grip so I don't slide off in the corners, and it comes especially in handy while we are starting on a wet track. And of course I'm setting up the fuel load as well, because I don't want to run out of fit halfway through the race. And then right now it's telling me that's gonna take me to 34 laps, so I just set up another emergency pit stop as well. Let's say, right, so 6 laps, that should be enough whatever happens. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it, and we're almost ready to go and start this race that promises to be a pretty interesting one. So I just grab my gloves, and I think we are ready to go and do some racing. Here we go.
Emerson Fittipaldi.
And we're taking a quick look at the starting grid so I can get myself comfortable here. Yep, that's Jackie in front of me.
Jackie X.
Well, quite a few positions in front of me actually.
Peterson. Hulm.
And here is Danny Holm, and
Revson.
right now I actually see that the guys are starting on wets. And I'm starting on dry, so this is gonna be a very risky one. But
Mike Butler.
yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm pretty sure I'm going to crash out in the first corner, so we might end up doing a double stream and just move on to the next race as well.
Stomelen.
Thanks, Nick, I'm going to need that.
Beltoise.
Failed to get anywhere near the pace of his championship rival.
Yeah, Beltoise is quite far
Amon.
at the back.
14,
Andretti.
15,
So, by the way it looks right now, it's gonna be mostly between
Hill.
Jackie and myself in terms of championship points.
Brian Redman.
18,
So I also hope that he can actually have another good race and
19,
score some points for both himself and for the team.
Reutemann.
20,
In France we actually managed to get another
Andrea De
1-2 for our team.
21st,
That gave us the commanding lead.
Gethin.
23rd,
And we're nearing the end of the grid. Here's Helmut Marko. And we are ready to go ahead and do some racing. And I actually can see the flag guy. Ah, there he is. Oh boy, that's slippy. That's very slippery. I'm actually having quite a battle with Revson over here, and I think I managed to secure a 6th place for now, but I really need to be careful because I'm sliding all over the place, being on the dry compound, while everyone else is clearly using the wet. But if I have a little bit of luck, then I can use this to my advantage by simply saving a pit stop. Obviously, right now everyone else has a better pace. They are a lot faster than what I can get out of these, and that's a big mistake. And I give a bit of a touch to the plants on the track side, and I'm right back to P7 where I started from. And to me it seems like that even the AI has some struggles on the wet. A couple of them seem to be going quite wide. And yeah, I'm just horribly slow on these tires. And I'm running wide. I have absolutely no grip. Nothing at all. I feel like I'm driving on ice. In fact, I'm driving on very thin ice right now because just one small mistake and I'll end up somewhere in the woods, or by the looks of it, I might end up actually between the spectators. As you can see, there are some of them here on the track side. And Jackie is having a suspension issue, which... Oh boy, that's a massive accident. Everyone running into everyone. Ooh, that was bad. And I'm getting a warning for cutting the track. Well, what should I do? Crash into the others or what? Seriously. Yeah, well, that must have been a massive accident because I'm all the way up to P3. And I think that this dry line is forming and I have a lot better grip on that. Yeah, so I still don't have enough grip. Normally I should be able to take this corner in third gear. And normally I should be able to turn in this corner. But this time it didn't even work in first gear. So yeah, the track is still not ideal. And it's Peterson in front of me with 3 seconds gap, which I can actually live with. Because if he has to pit, then I can easily snap away that position from him and be up all the way to P2. And I actually have no idea who's the first right now because I wasn't paying attention to the standings, but I guess I'll find out soon enough. Yeah, so this is still not dry enough at this point. And Jackie X did something. Retired, I guess. Wouldn't be surprised. And Danny Halm is actually leading his home Grand Prix, I think, because he just did a fastest lap, and it's Peterson in front of me, so that can only mean that Danny Halm is in P1 at the moment. And from what I hear, there's either been another couple of accidents But some teams are getting the pits ready, or maybe they just start to come out for the dry tires. So I can actually use this to my advantage, because I'm not going to have to do that pit stop, unlike everyone else. And it definitely feels like the track is improving. However, I can still see Peterson in front, that is still pulling a massive spray after himself. So I don't think they'll just make the switch about now for the dry compounds. And I'm just being very, very careful here. After all, I want to finish this race somehow. Ragazzoni is out. What are you doing in front of me, mate? Ooh, that was scary. It came out of nowhere. But it actually held up Peterson enough that I managed to close most of the gap we had.
Peterson.
And I seriously don't think I'm that much slower than Peterson, despite I'm
Galli.
on the dry tires on a track that's still quite wet. Obviously accelerating out of these corners can be a bit tricky, but just have to suck it up and carry on. Oh boy, yeah. So the track is definitely not dry enough yet, but it will, and I actually have no idea where Holm is. He must be very, very far ahead, as I can only see Peterson when we're going down the hill. Oh, that was a nice save. But not necessarily what I really wanted to do. So I'm still not having a lot of grip. Definitely better than 2-3 laps ago, but not a lot of improvement ever since. And Hon just did another fastest lap. So he's actually doing
Peterson.
pretty well over the past couple of races. And the other thing worth mentioning, that he's actually racing in front of his home crowd. No, sorry, he was New Zealander. Then not in front of his home crowd, but well, somewhat familiar crowd at least. And a lot of team are already in the pits, so this is a good sign, because that might mean that we can actually jump the first two and take the lead. At least I think that's the reason that so many teams are getting the pits ready, that they're going to change to the dry compounds.
Rainy Diesel.
Yeah, and by the sound of it, there might be a little bit of carnage on the pit lane. And at this point, I'm actually quite a bit faster than Peterson in the front. And let's see if he doesn't make the dive. He's not going out to the pits, but he got out of the way. And Holm is out of the race. What? Peterson is out of the race as
Ronnie
well.
Peterson.
Okay, I have no idea what's going on. But that leaves
Brian Redman.
Beltoise in P2,
Kenley.
good 10 seconds behind.
Graham Hughes.
Well, there's a massive amount of retirement, and I don't really have any idea where they come from. So, no idea what's going on, but this is becoming another crazy race. I mean, not that I wasn't expecting a massive attrition, as we can always do, but after the start where after that massive accident at the start, I thought that that's pretty much it and we can have a nice race right now. But by the looks of it, this is not the case, and oh my god, that's a lot of retirements from what I could see in the pit lane.
Merzaria.
Starting to wonder how many of us is going to finish this race actually. Now we're also having some suspension issues. I mean, not me, but the AI drivers. Well, I'm happy at least it leaves, as long as it leaves me alone with the various failures. However, I'm kind of expecting the usual brake failure, because I actually use quite a heavy brake pressure on this track. Oh boy, I hit the wet patch, and I'm not sure if I have any damage or not. By the looks of it, not, and I just bumped off the hill. Or maybe I do have damage. I didn't feel a lot of stability. Yeah, I have no stability in the corners. And for some reason I have no grip in the corners still. Oh boy. Well, then this might be another endurance race like the French one. Halewood is out of the race. What the hell is going on? And the belt was good 32 seconds behind. What is he doing? He was a lot closer a couple of laps ago. Right, so this is still far from ideal, and I still need to be very careful with the wet parts of the track, because I'm still not having the grip that I should be having, especially if I can't stay on the dry line. And I'm still having a bit of a spray even on the drier line. So yeah, I can see why I'm not having any grip. So from this point on, we're just and who's that in front? And I think he doesn't have a rear wing, but I'm not sure if I saw it correctly, which means that the pit stops doesn't work. What a surprise. It's multiple tracks in a row that have this. So I might need to have a look at the AIW's files that the guys were doing and apply the ones from the later seasons on these tracks. Apparently that should work as well.
Jean-Pierre Beltoise.
So now I'm pretty sure that I know what happened. So it's gonna be the buggy pit stop again that basically took out the other cars. So at this point I might actually be in for a relatively easy win. I just need to endure. Well, that's what I usually need to do to win a race, just survive long enough. And despite the fact that I keep being plagued by brake failures throughout the season, my brakes have still no bite. Which means I'm actually having a hard time here, and pretty much on any race, because I just don't feel anything from my brakes. Yet they keep going. They keep braking. Sorry guys, I can't talk today. So they keep braking despite the fact that they barely work. And as you can see, Beto is actually quite a lot faster than myself. So I think by the end of this race, if he can stay in the race, then we might actually have some battling to do. Oh boy, I hit the wet patch again. And it cost me nearly 2 seconds. That's just awesome. Right, okay, so that still doesn't work. I still can't take that corner properly in third gear, and someone just spun out in front of me. And is out of the race. Which, well, that was pretty obvious from the disappearing car.
Jean-Pierre Beltoise.
Beltoise is doing one fastest lap after the other. So I have to admit he's pretty damn fast around here, and we're still only on lap 13, so a lot of things can happen. Getting on P3, that's not bad. But well, this races seem to be all about survival. Whoever can survive long enough can get to the podium, win the race, and get some points. The survival of the fittest, or the most endurant, rather. and still can take this corner in third gear.
Jean-Pierre Beltoise.
That's another fastest lap from Beltoise. He's actually having a relatively okay-ish season. He survived multiple times long enough to get some points and be third in the championship. I think it was 2 points behind Jackie. So he's definitely having a good season, at least in terms of points. Oh boy, that grip is still not ideal, I have to say. Now that worked out in third gear. And now I can't stop here. Oh boy. It's just unbelievable. The brakes just don't stop the car at all. Especially in that corner, it just like... It seriously feels like I have no brakes. And sometimes they actually do work. But more often than not, they just don't. Whoa. What am I doing? Still a good 15 seconds gap to Beltoise. And at this rate, I actually think I'll only be able to carry on for 34, 35 laps with the fuel load. And if the pit stop doesn't work, then it's going to be pretty interesting. So later on, I actually might end up doing some fuel management to make sure that I don't have to pit. Right now, my only advantage against Beltoise is my car's straight line speed that is far, far better than his. And his advantage over me is that I'm making way more mistakes than I actually should. So I'm going to use this pretty dangerous curb here on the entry to the corner that actually slows me down more than my brakes do. losing a good 1.5 seconds each lap, which means that at this rate he'll catch up to me by the end of the race. So if it keeps going as it does, then we might be in for pretty interesting last couple of laps, and then your wish may actually come true, Nick, and I may win it on the last lap, or I may lose it on the last lap. Wow, this actually works. And it's just unbelievable what Beltoise is actually doing, one fastest lap after the other. Maybe they borrowed Terbek's car from last season. I'm not very worried for now. Because I still have a very comfortable gap and I haven't lost so much on this lap. Plus, if he wants to beat me, he still needs to do that in a straight line as well. Oh boy. Right. So... yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but... but I'm not going to move anywhere from here, from the way it looks. Yeah, so... yeah, I can get the car off of this thing. Now something happened. But no, it's just not going anywhere. Yeah, I'm trying, Nick, but I have no rev. Like, I'm standing on the acceleration and just nothing happens. Yeah, you might be right. This might actually get me off of this. Oh, come on. Okay, I have... wow. Thanks, Nick. That's awesome. Right, so we're back in the race. Cool. Thank you very much. You got me off the mount here, mount there. And I think that's only 5 of us left in the race. Yeah, definitely looks like it's only 5 of us left in the race. Yeah, you saved me quite a bit of headache there by getting me off of that thing. So now it's time to get back up to speed and catch Wilson Fittipaldi. I still have no grip in this corner, and now I'm starting to be afraid of it as well. And the gap to Fittipaldi is just growing, and he's actually having a car that is a million times slower than mine, so I'm not entirely sure how he does that.
Virtuoso.
Right, now I got some time back on Wilson. And I actually have to do these to slow the car down enough so it doesn't slide off the track again.
Fittipaldi.
And that's a fastest lap. And I have no idea why there is no grip in that corner. But that's starting to get pretty annoying, that it doesn't really matter how fast or how slow I'm entering that corner. If I don't hit the curb on the inside, I have no chance to take that corner. And this one either, so... the car feels pretty shit right now. I don't know, maybe something with the tires. That could be an option. But overall, probably it didn't do any good to the car when I was bouncing on the mounds, or when I was trying to get off of the one I got stuck on. So we're in for an interesting ending of this race. And I need to do everything
Fittipaldi.
possible to catch up to at least Fittipaldi. Zero grip in this corner, absolutely nothing. I'm pretty disappointed. Though I actually should be happy that on one hand I'm still in the race and I'm still in the points in Brands Hatch. The last time I raced here I couldn't even finish the race. Might still be able to catch Fittipaldi. 15 laps to go, 16, 15 and a half.
Fittipaldi. Jean-Pierre Beltoise.
That's another fastest lap for Beltoise. And he's just right here. Okay, mate, you know what? Go, 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 go. Damn it. I lost everything that I... Yeah. I lost a lot. This took me a lot of time because he just doesn't want to get past me. Now that's gonna be funny if I turn out to be faster than him. Yeah, I actually think I'm faster than him. But that's good because he might give me a bit of a slipstream. I have no idea what I just did there.
Fittipaldi.
And that's just the usual lack of grip. I must have lost a crazy amount of time on that hill. At this rate I might actually unlap myself. And started to catch up to Fittipaldi, which is good. And I actually started to catch up to Beltoise in front of me, who is a lap ahead. And for some reason he's having a grip in that corner, while I slide off of it like it was made of ice. Yep, I'm way faster than him. It's only 7 seconds to Fittipaldi. Yeah, and again, 0 brakes and 0 grip in that corner. Wonderful. No matter what I do, I'll just slide in that corner. And I also had a fastest lap, which is cool, so at least, you know, kinda make things right. And I lost visibility of the chat. So we're going to chat at the end of this race when I can see it again. Still Beltoise and getting on P1 and 2. Oh right, I see. So Gettin has a 42 seconds gap. Wow, that's massive. I'm having a lap. But Adderstedt is going to have one pretty soon as well. Yeah, it is what it is. Beltoise is having a pretty good race here. And now he's actually far enough away from me so I can keep concentrating on catching up with Fittipaldi. Yeah, and it looks like there is no way I can get within 8 seconds to him. Oh, come on. Pretty much the only section where I have any sort of grip in the corners is this one. And everywhere else I'm just sliding off the line like crazy. And I think I made it within 8 seconds. And again, no brakes. No brakes at all. I'm still standing on them. Oh boy. Right, so... where's the track? Sorry guys, okay. I'm not gonna fit through here. Yeah, right, okay. Yup. That's a pretty interesting bug or a glitch, but... yeah, I ended up between the spectators, and I think this is where I'm going to give this race up. I've had enough of this. That's just really poor overall. Yeah, thanks, Nick. Yeah, that certainly did, Nick. This was massive. This was big. So yeah, I think that's the time to call it a day and retire from this race.
As the teams get ready to let's take a look at
Sorry.
the official results.
Right, so let's have a look at the final result.
Peter Gethin,
Second.
I actually need to write this down because
Wilson Fittipaldi,
we're going to crash. I actually forgot to turn off the replay, so Yeah, well, it's been a pretty poor race overall for me. To be fair, even when I was in the lead, just the car and everything just didn't feel right. Even after the track started to dry. So yeah, it is what it is. I have to live with that. So actually, Belto has won the race. So he gets the 9 points. And with that, he's going to be in front of Jackie. Peter Gattin managed to score his first points of the season, I think. And Wilson Fittipaldi managed to come in third. And with that, he's getting his first points as well. And other than that, everyone else is out of the race. Beutler, myself, Lauda, Marco. Yeah. And yeah, some madness has been certainly going on in the first couple of laps. So yeah, this is how this went down. So yeah, let's go further. I just wrote everything down so I can update the save file after with the points. And this is where we're going to... Wow, we actually didn't crash. Wow, wow, wow. Awesome. I'm actually quite happy with that. Yeah, Yannick, so I had a pretty high brake pressure to make sure that they can actually keep the car on the track, because I wasn't sure about the braking distances through the entire practice sessions. So yeah, I was taking that risk that at some point the brakes might just give up, but at least until they go, they can actually brake the car. But well, as it turned out, they couldn't even brake the car. So yeah, brakes are my enemy in this season. We're certainly not good friends. So that's still myself in the championship lead. 15 points away from Beltoas, who actually made it second. Jackie's still on P3. And then Fittipaldi on P4. And then plenty of guys who are tied for the points. And yes, wait. Getting. Yes, he got his first points in the season, along with Wilson Fittipaldi. So that's been a pretty good one for the both of them. And it actually saves me some editing, because the results have been saved this time, which I'm quite happy with. So that's still our team in front of the Constructors Championship, followed by BRM and Lotus, both of them having a massive gap to each other as well. So I think it shouldn't be a question who's going to win the Constructors title. There are not too many races left, so we just need to keep keep it steady and get a few more points, and then we're gonna have an easy constructors win. And I hope we get to finish more races. I mean we get to have more races where the both of us finishes in the points. Right, so, and we're ready to move on to the next race that will happen in the next stream of this season, which is gonna be the Nürburgring. This crazy, dangerous and barbaric track. Thanks, Nick. So, yeah, this is where we're going to race next time. And yeah, well, brace yourself for a possible double stream where I might do 2 races, because I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing on this track, so that usually ends in a massive disaster. Certainly need to make use of those practice sessions and learn the track as much as I can and just see what happens. So this is as far as we go today. So thank you very much for watching, for dropping by, for having a look and all that. And well, I'll see you at the next race, which is going to be another shot of the live career mode of the British Formula 3. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a good one. Goodbye.